Hello everyone, and welcome to another deck video here on John's Scarecrow's channel. You're with me, Ollie.
Yeah, you're with me, Joe.
And today, we've got a Venom deck, which was all my idea, me, Ollie, and trying to infuse some of the kind of new reptile support that there is. Reptiles are probably the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Type, I think. Like none of the Venoms, the aliens, reptilian, none of them ever took off. They've never been good, and they're trying to address that now. So we thought we'd go back, we'd make a Venom deck and try and incorporate some of the new cards in it. Because yeah, I mean I like snakes, and I'd quite like to see them do well. So what are the Venom cards? If you they were kind of a key point in the third series of GX, and they basically involve, well, there's kind of two real cards to it. There's Venom Swamp, the Fevered Spell, and this, essentially, every end phase, you put one counter on any card that isn't a Venom card, and then it will lose 500 attacks. The idea is that any monster on the field is facing constant decay, and as soon as it decays to the point where it's got 0 attack, it gets destroyed. And the idea behind lots of the Venom monsters is to try and give more counters to your opponent's monsters. So Venom Serpent, place one counter on a monster your opponent controls. So we're running 2 of those. Similar with Venom Snake and Venom Boa. The tribute monster is that you can give 2 counters. And so these are kind of more in here, kind of the theme. There's even a Venom Cobra in here, and the reason for that will become apparent later on. The extra bit about the Venom monsters is that they have a win condition, an extra win condition. You can win the duel without doing any normal thing, like a wonder in Age of Empires, and it happens with the Hyper Venom counters on Venomanaga, the deity of poisonous snakes. And so basically, when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent 3 times, you win the duel. That's all you have to do. However, it involves a kind of too complicated summoning process. You have to use this trap, Rise of the Snake Deity, and you can only perform that when your Phenomenon is destroyed. Phenomenon's effect is basically it can't be special summoned by an effect monster. You can special summon it with a spell, and we'll get into how it happens. And it gains attack for reptiles in the grave, and also it has a nice recursion effect. So if it's destroyed by battle, you just banish a reptile from your grave and keep it there. Super good. So how do you get reptiles into the grave? Well, Snake Rain. Discard 1 card, send 4 reptiles from your deck to the grave. Awesome. So you can immediately send 4 straight off the back. Then you've got another card, YuGiOhDecks. That's a really hard thing to say. YuGiOhDecks. Nice. Water Lily. So that lets you send 1 more from deck to grave, and then if you have 5, can't see where that's going, with different names, you can special summon 1. So you have 5 with different names, special summon 1. 1 of them can be straight away the Phenomenon. So all you need to have in your hand is a copy of Snake Rain and a copy of YuGiOhDecks Water Lily. And it might be that in further testing we increase the amount of these that are in this deck, because I think that would be a cool way to very quickly summon out Phenomenon. So Venom Shotters in here, which basically lets you add more reptiles from your deck to the grave and add more Venom counters on the field, so it kind of performs both functions at once. Viper's Rebirth lets you target again. This is the another card like the Water Lily. So if you have Viper's Rebirth or you have Snake Rain, you can target the Phenomenon and bring it back. So another really cool card. We've got some staple cards in terms of terraforming and Twin Twisters. There's not a lot of spell trap destruction otherwise, so you kind of need things like that. And we are also running Super Poly because we're running things like the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. A lot of these cards are dark, and yeah, you can pretty easily get these effects off if your opponent's running dark monsters. So I have listed off 2 monsters thus far, and they are the to go with the Water Lily, the YuGiOhDecks monsters, which are a U archetype for the reptiles, and might hopefully give them a bit more playability. This one can be special summoned from the grave by attributing 2 monsters, so you can send it there with the Snake Brain and bring it back. It has a really cool effect, a bit like Dark Law, where if your opponent is adding to their card outside of their draw phase, you send it from the hand to the graveyard. And then even when your opponent's doing some other shenanigans by sending monsters from their graveyard, you can add light and dark reptile monsters from your deck to your hand. So this is a super cool card. This can let you get Phenomenon from your deck to your hand really quickly. Maybe some of your other things like Venom Serpent. So I think it's a really good card. We're only running 1 copy because the idea is that in theory you should only need the 1. And you try and tribute your monsters to bring it back from the grave. But yeah, we like this one. And it has a recruiter in Nunu. So this can just be discarded to send a dark reptile, like the Phenomenon that we're trying to bring back. And then if you flat out the monsters, you can special summon it. So that can be, you can special summon it, then you can normal summon, and then you've got the tributes you need ready to get the Aaron. So you can kind of see how all these things link together. So then once you've got the Aaron on the field, you're kind of in control of the game. We've got the Predator Plant in here. So you can, if needed, just bring kind of the Super Poly to the hand. So that whole theme is in there if you're playing a dark deck. Yowie is in here, which is like a bad version of Yugioh. So you can skip your opponent's draw phase, and you can only use it once per duel. So it's not like Yugioh, they have thought about it. But yeah, that's always going to be a good thing, skip your opponent's next draw phase. And then one of the other reptiles you can kind of target to put in the grave is this thing, Yang Mori Mori. And this basically acts as like some protection, which activates from the grave. So yeah, you only use that once per turn, so really you only want 1 copy of that one. So to end, we've got some trap cards. Alien Brain. So if there's a lot of low attack reptile monsters in the deck, they're often going to be destroyed by battle. And this allows you to just nick one of them and make it a reptile, which I quite like. Metaverse is used to grab Venom Swamp, same with the Terraforming. Offering to the Snake Deity, this is like an Icarus attack, but reptile specific. And lastly, damage equals reptile, so this is another way of summoning Phenomenon. So basically, if you take any battle damage and you special summon with attack equal or less the damage you took, then this Phenomenon has an original attack of 0. So if you ever take damage, you can bring that out. If you want to, you could bring out something else. You could bring out Nunu or things like that. But yeah, just in general, a pretty cool card. If you kind of want to play this in a more offensive playstyle, I'd probably take it out. But if you're going to be playing the Venom cards, then it's a good one to have. Oh, King of the Swamp, not much King of the Swamp, but essentially really nice fitting card. Simple 4-star Xyz, which lets you add a reptile from your deck to your hand. And not actually running many 4-stars in this deck, but kind of useful, so if you thought it was worth adding them. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it for deck review. Ollie, do you have anything you'd like to add on top of that?
Not really.
No.
You've said it all. Oh, it's quite good.
Glad I've passed my test. Now he can release me. So we will see you on this channel for more deck videos.